Hey there, 8th graders, and welcome to today's Explainer. I am honestly so pumped to be here with you because today we are going to conquer a totally fantastic puzzle together. If you've been working with exponents and kind of wondering how in the world to handle it when multiple rules get thrown at you all at once, well, you are in the exact right place. We're going to master the puzzle of mixed exponent operations. Okay, let's dive right into this. To really wrap our heads around what we're doing today, we've got to start with one core concept, and that is order. Math isn't just some random collection of numbers floating around in chaos. No way. It is a beautifully structured discipline. When you follow the rules and apply them in the right sequence, everything just falls perfectly into place. It's just like this quote from 1 Corinthians 14:40 reminds us, "Let all things be done decently and in order." That right there is the absolute secret to mathematics, and it's going to be our guiding principle today.
So here is our quick roadmap for this explainer. We'll start off with the power of order, then review your 3 exponent rules, move into solving the puzzle, test your skills, and finally wrap up with education and morality.
All right, section 1, the power of order. So why even bother learning to mix multiple exponent rules? Well, because this is where your skills truly get put to the test. It's not just about memorizing some random facts, it's a real mental workout. Knowing exactly when to add, when to multiply, or when to distribute your exponents requires some seriously strong thinking and a real mastery of patterns. Think of it exactly like solving a giant, complex puzzle. And honestly, the best part? Solving it correctly proves to everyone, and more importantly to yourself, that you are absolutely ready for the rigors of Algebra 1. By the time we wrap up today, you're going to walk away with 3 very specific superpowers. You'll know exactly how to apply all 3 exponent rules together in a single problem. You're going to learn to simplify really complex expressions logically step by step. And maybe most importantly, you'll learn how to spot and avoid those tricky, common mistakes that trip so many students up. Moving right along to section 2, your 3 exponent rules. Okay, these rules, they're basically your ultimate cheat codes. Knowing exactly what action to take when you see a specific setup is absolutely crucial. First up, the product of powers rule. When you're multiplying bases that are exactly the same, your move is to add the exponents. Second, the power of a power rule. When you have an exponent raised directly to another exponent, you simply multiply those exponents together. And third, the power of a product rule. When you've got multiple factors inside parentheses that are raised to a power, you have to distribute that exponent to every single factor inside. Hold up, though. Before you start wildly adding and multiplying, we have a golden rule. Parentheses first. I want you to treat your math expression exactly like a recipe you're baking. You just can't skip steps. You must always apply your rules to the terms inside the parentheses before you do anything else. If you remember your basic order of operations, parentheses always take absolute priority. Do this one thing, and I promise you, you will save yourself so many simple, frustrating mistakes. All right, section 3, solving the puzzle. Let's get into it. Just think about this transformation for a second. We start with this incredibly messy before expression, scattered parentheses, coefficients everywhere, and it transforms into a beautifully clean, simplified answer of 8x to the 10th power. Seeing that visual transformation literally proves the sheer power of mathematical order. It's so satisfying. So, how exactly do we get from messy to clean? Well, by acting like a puzzle master, following a logical recipe. Step 1. Look at the problem and identify which of the 3 exponent rules are hiding in there. Step 2. Handle the parentheses first. Remember, that's our golden rule. And step 3. Just apply the remaining rules in the correct order until there is literally nothing left to simplify. Let's see how this all builds together with our first example. We've got the quantity a squared b all raised to the 2nd power, and then multiplied by a cubed. Okay, step 1. Handle the parentheses using the power of a product rule. We need to distribute that outer square to everything inside. So a squared to the 2nd power becomes a to the 4th. The b gets squared to become b squared. Now our expression looks like this: a to the 4th times b squared times a cubed. Finally, we bring in the product of powers rule. We combine our a terms by adding their exponents. 4 plus 3 gives us 7. So our final perfectly simplified answer is a to the 7th power times b squared. Boom! Just pure step-by-step logic. All right, example 2. Now pay super close attention here, because I'm going to show you a massive trap that so many students fall into. We have the quantity 3x cubed squared times the quantity x squared cubed. Let's tackle that first set of parentheses. We distribute the square, And here is the trap. You absolutely must apply that square to the number 3 as well. 3 squared is 9. Then, x cubed squared is x to the 6th. So the whole first part becomes 9x to the 6th. Now for the second set of parentheses. X squared cubed becomes x to the 6th. Put the whole shebang together, 9x to the 6th times x to the 6th. We add those exponents on the x, and we land right on our answer, 9x to the 12th power. Let's just hit one more quick one to really lock this power of a power rule into your brain. We have the quantity m squared n cubed all raised to the 3rd power. We just use the power of a power rule and distribute that 3 to both of the exponents inside. So 2 times 3 is 6, which gets us m to the 6th. 3 times 3 is 9, so we get n to the 9th. The final result, m to the 6th, n to the 9th. See, no stress at all, just following the rules of order.
Okay, section 4. Test your skills.
All right, it is your turn. Here are 5 practice problems for you to test out your skills. Go ahead and pause this explainer right now, grab a pencil, and put your newly learned tools to work. Just remember the recipe we talked about. Identify the rules, handle parentheses first, and work step by step to simplify it completely. You can absolutely do this.
And finally, section 5. Education and morality.
You know, throughout this whole explainer, we've seen how rules bring order, clarity, and correct answers to math, but what about the rest of your life? At HeroesMart Academy, the Godly Learner Series philosophy actually intertwines biblical morality with education. Why do we do that? Because education without morality will hurt. Intellectual order, like knowing how to brilliantly solve algebra, really has to be paired with spiritual and moral order to truly bring lasting success to your life.
It's kind of like this. Just as following the rules of exponents brings a clean, peaceful resolution to a totally messy math problem, following moral order brings peace to your mind. In fact, Romans chapter 8, verses 6 and 7 promises peace of mind to everyone who keeps his or her mind spiritual. And you know, this isn't just some nice thought. It is an experience proven true time and time again as people actually engage with this kind of holistic learning.
I want to leave you with one final, incredibly vital thought to chew on today. What is the point of being super smart and educated if you just continue to make bad choices that end up hurting yourself and others? As you keep growing in your math skills and gearing up for Algebra 1, make sure you're also growing in your moral character. Apply the rules of order to your math, for sure, but apply the rules of goodness to your life. Thank you so much for joining me in this explainer today. Keep practicing those rules, and I will see you next time.